ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're not sitting behind the... Yeah, cool. You've got your... Move the chair. All right. Hi, everyone. Got double-sided. Got to take note of that. Okay, welcome to another panel. I hope you guys are getting some great value today. I love hosting panels because I love chatting, so this is great for me. This is a really great one because we're going to be talking about how businesses need to stop playing by the rules. And the reason why I love it is because I am a rule breaker and I hate red tape. And I feel like it's really important as a business owner or as a business in general to really start becoming more agile as, can I swear? As shit moves really fast. Because we literally cannot keep up these days with all the things that are happening around us, how our brains are changing, and I feel like we need to be able to adapt quickly. So I've got a wonderful panel here with me to chat about this topic today, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves because I did write a little situation. For those that don't know me, I'm Gabi. I founded CMY Cubes with my lovely fiance Enzo in 2020, and we grew very fast, very unexpected growth, and we have been nothing but agile and growing through different new social media platforms. I am also the co-founder of SheCom, so I teach people how to adapt quickly. And I will let these guys introduce themselves because they can do the talking.
Hello. Great to be here. Thanks, Gabi. But I'm Graham Bell. I'm the head of sales for APAC here at Dotdigital. There's a few familiar faces in the room, but for anyone who doesn't know who Dotdigital are, we're a customer experience and data platform. That's an evolution of the traditional marketing automation platform. So we help marketers to automate communications through email, SMS, all the way to on-site as well. So from the moment you capture that customer's details all the way to the unsubscribe journey as well, so that full end. But yeah, I 10 years with the business. Anyone who's looked at Dotdigital has probably spoken to me in some capacity, excited to get some thoughts from the panel as well today.
Hi, I'm Laura Campbell. I'm the founder of Hackerlily. It's a parenting, lifestyle, travel brand. I launched Australia's first hip seat, baby carrier, bum bag, nursing ledge, sleep ledge in one. And I created it because I experienced pain, discomfort. I have something called spondyloarthritis. I had carpal tunnel, experienced all these things when I had my children. I had a toddler and a newborn, and I struggled to find a baby carrier that was comfortable, that was quick to put on, that I could use daily. So there was no Australian brand in the market, and I set to create Australia's first. So we've been, when I say we, I mean I, have been in market for about 3 years now and selling into Australia, the UK, exclusive distributor in the Middle East, and about to launch into Hungary as well. So yeah, really exciting.
Random individual country?
I can talk about that.
We'll get there. We'll get
later.
there.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Michaela. I'm the brand marketing manager at The Somewhere Co. We are a Brisbane-based brand. We're best known for our colorful lunch bags, picnic rugs, tote bags, and all that fun stuff. Historically, I have been pretty heavy on the performance side of marketing, so I've kind of jumped the bridge over to brand to try and help create some moments for the TSC community.
Awesome. Love that. All great things to talk about. So the title of the session, Stop Playing by the Rules. What's one thing, and I'll start with you, Graham, what's one thing that brands or retail or e-commerce should stop blindly following?
I think this is like an observation that I have here, but is we live in a world of templates, is what I like to call it. So we're obviously a SaaS vendor, and one of the main questions is around like, what templates do you have? Like, what do you have to get us started? Whether it's an abandoned cart journey or a welcome flow or anything like that. So we, when we're talking to merchants, it's all around I guess doing what works for your brand. And I talk about this a lot. And anyone who's sat in anything from me in the past, you'll hear me say, let your strategy lead what tech decisions you're making, as opposed to the other way around. And I see a lot of brands who end up kind of with the same automations, the same flows, all through driven by templates. So I think the key thing would be to kind of make sure that you, I guess, make them your own, or put some effort in to make little tweaks and make changes as you go.
I feel like there's a buzzword that's been used over the last few years, and I think we talked about it a couple of years ago on a panel, but I'm going to say it even though I always say this is over talked about, but personalization. Like, that is so key these days. And I agree with you. Like, brands need to stop just black and white templating and just clicking yes, set up basic standard shit, because honestly, we need to start personalizing. I think it was Carla Penn. She posted on LinkedIn yesterday, and she got a text message from a brand that she'd just shopped at in store, and it said, "Hey Carla, we hope I'm going to make up the names. We hope your Luxie top is going to look really good with your denim riders tonight. Wherever you're going, have fun, and we'll see you soon." What the hell? That's amazing.
I think like the concept is like, because I think I saw that message as well, and I don't know if it was or wasn't, but the key is making it kind of personalized as well. So that could have just been a triggered message with some real specifics that have taken in-store breadcrumbs and taken them into what we call an actionable insight. But yeah, the personalized approach is great. I always I talk about I did work with Jamie Oliver. I don't know if he's still relevant now, but their brand, their kitchen brand, not specifically him. But I know that they did a birthday campaign whereby I think they picked the top 10 names and had Jamie Oliver kind of record a birthday email to those specific names. So on your birthday, if you didn't have the name kind of Rebecca or John or William, whatever the top 10 names were, he recorded a generic video. That's what you got. But if your name was one of the most common names, it actually felt like he was saying happy birthday to you.
Nice. That's awesome.
And that's something I see that quite a lot when we're talking to a lot of like sports brands as well, where you've got an affinity to a player as well. So yeah, like personalization can go a long way.
There's another brand, another example before we go to Laura, is in the US, and I saw it on TikTok I think a couple of days ago, and it's a brand in the US. Let's call it Dunkin' Donuts. It's a big brand like Dunkin', and they are saying, I think it's on and actually, they're saying if your name is Michael, Miguel, Michaela, like any of these variations, come in and get a free donut. And people are making content about it, going in and being like, my name is Mugeda, whatever, right? Saying random variations, filming it, and getting the donut. And it is going, because they added so many examples and then said, and any other similar name. It's like this viral moment where people are like latching onto the personal moment. You feel special. You're like, I'm included in that. And now it's kind of going viral and it's working very well. So I agree, leaning into that. Laura.
So mine is that you need to compete and win at any cost with other brands within your category. I just feel like it's a race to the bottom if you want to compete on price, and constantly innovating can be really costly. So I actually think that collaborating with other brands, and I've done this with Laura over here from Snotty Noses. We've got baby brands. We do an email together that Laura actually started, and around peak sales periods, we get free access to similar customers. So a really smart way to share contacts, build community. Another example being, I've actually done giveaways with other baby carrier brands. So Ergo Baby, Vixar. What it's about is growing the category. And in a small market like Australia, it's pretty small. You want to share. It's about creating a toolkit, not just selling one product. So we share a baby carrier stand with the Australian Baby Wearing Association, and just see that together we can grow without a race to the bottom, which is really hard for margins and profit right now.
This is, I could talk about this for hours with you, but I'm a big believer in this. It is a dog-eat-dog world out there if you let it be. Or you can lean in, and I do believe that there is great leverage in working with competitors in clever ways. I do think that just the standard thinking of like, F my competitor, they're horrible, and kind of going down that road can be quite dangerous. And also, pessimistic, right? I have definitely been in multiple situations with competitors where they're copying us and I want to actually throw them in the bin. But I've also partnered with competitors, like you said. And I think what I really tell people, I mean, we have people that come to retreats with SheCom, for example, and they'll be like, I can't go, my competitor's going. And I'm like, girl, like, you guys will probably get so along because you're selling something so similar and you probably end up collaborating. And we've actually had that happen before. But you've got to lean in sometimes.
It's a shared experience, and there are some things you can share that's not going to give them the competitive edge. So before I launched, was looking for insurance, $30,000 a year. You just couldn't launch with that. And I found an amazing insurance broker that could do it for $2,000 with complete coverage. I will now talk about that insurance broker. I can't get a commission, sadly, but to support other businesses, otherwise they simply couldn't survive.
Yeah.
So I think you can share.
100%. And also, I will be so for real and tell you that there is unlimited money in this world. Yeah. Like, you can all coexist in the same room and you will have different customers because there is that many people to buy your product that it shouldn't be a worry. I'm partnering with one of our biggest competitors and we're launching this year. And honestly, I'm so excited. It's been a long time coming. And it's one of those things where people would be like, are you worried about them copying you? And actually they came to us to collaborate. And so it speaks volumes. Good one. Michaela.
I think with brands, it's not like making sure you're not copying other brands like cadence and tone.
Yeah.
And really doubling down on what your cadence and tone is. Like, just because your competitors are all doing it doesn't really mean that you need to be doing it. I think if you double down on your why, then you find like your own variation, and then that kind of feeds back into being able to personalize things to your brand.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to like recreate that moment that someone else's brand has already done and tried to recreate that for your community, if that's not like the most aligned thing that you need to be doing at that time.
Yeah, that's a good one. Especially because you have a founding story that's unique to your brand. Like, not everybody is going to have the copy and paste founding story, so lean into that why.
Yeah, and it's like once people feel like they're actually a part of something, then that kind of brings them into the brand more.
Yeah.
So the more that you can kind of share that through the way that you speak to them, I think is super powerful.
Totally, yeah. And I also think, like, it's not going to work if you just copy another brand's messaging and images. Like, I understand when there are millions of products that are the same, but how can you do it differently? And how can you create different versions of that product?
Yeah, because you don't want the moment to kind of turn into just like a blimp on the radar. You want it to sort of speak to every other moment that you're creating for your community. So it's kind of doing it in a way that makes it more connected. So it's part of the brand story rather than like, remember that one time in September when we did this and we were really like viral for like 2 weeks and then everyone moved on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What do you guys, I'm going to talk to you guys for a second as founders. Are you guys using social media in creative ways? Like, are you doing things differently to create that brand messaging and audience, but in an agile way? Because a lot of bigger brands really struggle to get through the red tape to be able to do that. So what are you doing on socials at the moment? And no pressure. Oh, either one.
I guess one of the things that works really well for me that I don't do enough, because it takes a lot of emotional, like personal founder content storytelling, is just shooting content and getting it out that day. I get millions and millions of views by it's a baby carrier. I've pivoted from the baby category where it's really, really competitive and noisy into the travel category. I want to be where the pain is. I want to capture those stories and that content of parents struggling. They're pushing a pram, the baby's coming down. Like, you can see that emotional moment. Going up to them really awkwardly with like a little camera in my hand, filming it. And once I capture that, they try on my product, they keep it, they walk away. This 5-minute piece of content, I've been using one piece for about 2 years now, and it's my top performer in my ad set. So it's shot in the moment. It's rough and ready. You can pop it through trials every few weeks, guys. Trials.
Trial reels on Instagram for anyone who doesn't know what trials is.
So my Instagram feed is not beautiful. It's not curated. It's not beige. It's not pastel. It doesn't have depressed mums or depressed babies beautifully dressed. It is like you're coming in and you're seeing real life.
Yeah,
it's
nice.
It's showing transformation from stressed to blissful moments, and I think people resonate with that. So
Wonderful. And that clearly works very well.
Yeah, I think for us on our organic channels, like our paid is there to kind of bias that attention, and then our organic serves as a purpose to keep someone within our community. So I kind of am aiming towards wanting to be able to tell a story about the brand, and again, bringing it back to connected moments. Like we don't, like paid and organic have their own purposes, but they shouldn't be telling completely different stories.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, like your customer is going to see you at either point in their journey, and you want that to feel cohesive.
Totally.
And again, it just kind of is bringing that side of it where they're kind of getting to know the brand a bit better, not selling to them on organics, because that's really not what they're there for. They get the ads for that. And yeah, just giving them a peek behind the curtain. Like at the end of the day, the brand has people behind it.
Yeah.
And I feel like when people feel like they've been brought into the brand story and they feel that connection, they kind of lean into the brand more, and then that keeps them there rather than a one-time purchaser.
Bang on, yeah. That's a lot what I spoke about earlier, but that's where big brands struggle. And that's, big brands have really big budgets, and yet they still struggle so much on this content piece and getting that messaging right. They'll just post ads. Graham, you see a lot behind the scenes in terms of their marketing and how they're building their funnels and what they're doing in their emails. But what's something that you see brands leaving and they're not doing, and they're just leaving so much money on the table?
In the marketing space, I feel like people don't review their tech as often as they should, even if they stay on the same stack. You're finding a lot of long-tenured tech stacks that they use because they've used.
Do you mean like apps or
everything,
like across
everything
the board?
from marketing to loyalty, whatever it is. Just to see what's out there.
Yeah.
Most likely is you're going to have the same kind of. You're going to have made the right decision still. But the main thing I see brands kind of leaving on the table is not forgetting, but just not personalizing on their website.
Yeah.
So you talk email, SMS, socials. These are all, email, SMS are kind of own channels, but socials, obviously there's an externalness about that, whereas your website's your own thing. And I always look at CRM as the personalization journey of end to end. And if, the final part of the conversion journey is your website, that's where they do the purchasing now. So why wouldn't you continue that personalized experience at least once they're on the website?
Well, can you give me some examples of ways you can do that, though?
There are the tools out there that enable you to create experiences. Let's say if you're a VIP customer, or you might want to talk to your VIP customers or high spenders, as opposed to kind of first-time spenders, so that when they jump on your website, they'll get a different experience to the people who, let's say, high spenders will be different to first-time purchasers, members, non-members, and it's all about the experience that they get in store, and then echoing that in your digital comms. So, and a lot of it is access to data, is making sure that you've got a tool, there's loads of them out there, that will enable you to kind of create that experience, but then also mirror it, push it straight to your email provider, to your SMS provider, so they're saying the same thing. The experience is consistent.
It's cohesive. And it's funny because I was just looking in the audience to see if Tian was here, but he's not. And I'm glad he's not, because I'm gonna call him out. I have friends that only send emails when it's discount time. It kills me. But what do you think? A lot of brands think that they should only be sending SMS and email, or I just say email, because if they're not sending emails out consistently, they're probably not sending SMSs out. But people think that you don't have to send emails out unless there's a campaign, unless there's a sale, and it's just like discount, sale. I fundamentally disagree with that. But I would love to hear your perspective, because people think that it's just a machine when it comes to promoting discounts.
Yeah. Moments-based marketing is key. So if you're triggering a moment or you're triggering a message based off somebody being in a particular moment, let's say being a high purchase phase, that's going to be high converting. But this might be controversial for me to say, but I don't see anything wrong with the odd batch and blast as well to the entire database. There's always a place for it. It's the same. An analogy I heard one of our founder talk about was kind of, he likened it to McDonald's. You don't need it every day, but it's got its place.
Like
you know what I mean? So I think being able to pick when you send certain campaigns.
Yeah.
If you're somebody who sends out purely segmented campaigns, try emailing your whole database. If you're riding off that wave of engagement, it's going to help you. Not to say you do it all the time and it should be best practice, but there's going to be times when it's going to work really well, and that segmented approach is going to help pay dividends kind of further down the line.
And then, aside from segments, though, email is just talking about general things, because I don't know what you think, but our highest converting emails are non-selling emails. We had an April Fool's email going out selling a black hole on your desk, so you could put a black hole on your desk, and it made $4,500. I'm like, what? People are obviously clicking on it and then thinking it's real, or maybe they're just I've seen my cubes, I actually needed to buy something. But a lot of our highest revenue are not discounts and sales, and I do like the blast. We do the blast every so often. I'm the one who says it. I'm I want to do it today.
Yeah.
But just the constantly showing up thing.
Yeah, even really basic, but most people will do this, but just saying happy birthday on someone's birthday.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a purchase. You can say happy birthday to someone just because it's their birthday. They don't have to spend their money with you. They're just, again, somebody or a brand that they're loyal to, acknowledging that it's their birthday.
Yeah.
Is something that can kind of, if anything, it drives engagement.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be annoyed if you say happy birthday to them.
Yeah.
It's just
or just hey,
depending on how.
You could literally send hey, happy Wednesday. Have you had a coffee today? By the way, we've got a great review to show you, and we'll put it in stars, and that's the shit we'll send, and they always work so well. So I think you just kind of be creative and try new things. That's a theme. Be willing to push the boundaries a little bit, and not just stay in a box.
Yeah.
Michaela, Meta. I'm interested to hear about this switch, but you said you focused a lot on Meta. But when everyone's dealing with the same seasonal moments and you're all kind of following the same calendar and it becomes very expensive in different parts of the year, how do you feel that brands should be doing things differently to make noise during those times?
I think when everyone's kind of doing the same thing, working towards that same goal, that's when the brand's mission and values kind of come into play very strongly. I really firmly believe that doing things, they don't have to be completely different. You don't have to always try and reinvent the wheel, but...
Oh, real.
But whenever you make them so distinctively yours, it makes it impossible to copy. If you, again, double down on why are we making this creative? What is it going to do for us? That's sort of how I think you break into all of the noise, because it's very easy, particularly Black Friday, everyone's going out with sales, everyone does their fun little strike-throughs and all that jazz. But if you kind of, again, it's not trying to be super inventive, but if you know what your purpose is and you get it across in a way that people are oh, I was scrolling and I stopped because I knew that was TSC, the way that they hooked me in, the way that they're speaking, the product that they're pushing, how they're pushing the product, all that sort of jazz, I think is how you make it when everyone else is doing the same.
But your brand is very visually aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Something I talk about is not being afraid to break your brand guidelines.
Yep.
Especially on TikTok and videos. Mm-hmm. How do you navigate that?
I think that it's okay to color outside the lines. It's actually one of our values.
Cool.
Our mission is to inspire people to live boldly. And so by taking that risk, for me, I love taking risks. I feel more comfortable when you're kind of pushing that boundary, because you're going to probably find something that you didn't know was going to work. Mm-hmm. For example, our April Fool's Day this year, we got AI to make us black bags, and it just went crazy on Instagram. And our community told us that they really want black bags. And we just were like, well, we said we would never do that, so this is wild. And we then were able to kind of create this fun little series where we spoke to our community in a completely different way. And yeah, if you're on Instagram, it's TBC on there, so you can jump on.
You know what? That's really clever. I don't know if anyone here follows Tubes, TWOOBS, but they did a fake heel version of their shoe on April Fool's.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, I want that. And they did it
Yeah.
black as well. And I was like, is this clever marketing? Like, was this a seed for an actual launch? I still don't know because they're actually launching it now. They were like, the demand was so high. And I'm like, it's very clever. But it's just part of that, like, being willing to try things and kind of have fun with it, not
Yeah.
follow the rigid path.
100%, because then again, it's like a different way of talking to your community. Not like even if you weren't really looking for feedback, like we had pulled a prank on Ellen, and then we were like, okay, now what do we actually want to do as a brand?
Yeah.
And then we decided, like, let's just jump on an AI, see what we kind of come up with, and then it turned it into this whole fun little series and just a way of like engaging community, and all because we decided to push the boundaries a little bit.
And what was it that made you switch from Meta to organics?
The switch from performance to brand just kind of came from wanting to, I guess, round out my experience in marketing. Like, I've been doing Meta for a really long time. I love talking to community and kind of creating moments for them as well. And I just, a bit passionate about finding ways to make cohesive moments for a brand. And when you kind of see it all come together and you feel like people are buying into your brand and are excited to be a part of that community, it's really rewarding.
Yeah, cool. Laura, the parenting space can be very crowded and can be very rule-bound. How do you feel like Hackerlily has been able to make noise and break the rules in this space to actually get noticed?
I don't know, by trialing a lot of things. I guess there's three things, to be honest. One is thinking about how do I turn up differently, not what's expected. So Hackerlily is a bizarre name to start with for a
Yeah, what
parenting
does it mean?
brand. It stands for hacking parenthood with like stylies and comfort. And I love the fact of like when you become a parent, it's like your former life of independence and it's clashing with this new transformation. And it's like, you know, this clashing of worlds really. So the first thing is just not turning up like a baby in parenting brand. It's not for babies. It's for parents who they want freedom, they want convenience, they want to maintain their independence and their identity, and all the content is about that freeing, and they want to be part of this community. It's a feel-good community. The second thing that I've done is actually, it's cluttered in the baby space. How do I turn up in another space where I can have a larger share of voice? And the writing was all over the wall. It was in the reviews, people talking about, oh my God, the airport was so easy. I was rocking my child to sleep in the lounge and then we just breezed on through to the aircraft. When I was talking to customers at expos, I attend about sort of 20 expos a year. They're talking to me and I'm talking to them, do you have travel coming up? You know, what have you got planned? This is great. You can put the bottle in here, the passport in here, nappies in here, it's easier. And then just everything was lining up that travel was something that spruiked up. It's this area of freedom and the hip surfer's the solution. So when I saw that coming through, I'm like, I need to be in travel retail. I need to get into airports where the pain lives. So when you go from a nice to have to being where the pain lives, where they're stressed, where they're ready to spend money, whether that's in a retail store, whether that's at a theme park, whether that's just in my Meta ad creative. I've got dedicated Meta ad creative, landing pages that takes them from the pain, the stress, the anxiety of traveling with a child. I used to send them to the product page, but now I send them to a dedicated travel landing page. Oh yes, have you got this, this and this? Are you worried about this, this and this? This is your ultimate solution. So for me, it's turning up differently, being in different categories, and then also being in different channels. And LinkedIn's actually a really good channel for me for my B2B, for retailers and distributors.
Do you do cold outreach?
Yes, I do it ahead of. Sometimes I actually attend a trade expo where I landed my exclusive distributor outreaching via LinkedIn. And I tell you what, none of the buyers responded, but the CEOs did. Never feel afraid to reach out to a CEO. They're the ones responsible for innovation, for tapping into new markets. They want to feel like they've got the finger on the pulse.
Totally.
So,
I do a lot of cold outreach as well for wholesale. We use AI and we'll do blasts. So there's a lot of things about me, but I like to hack systems. I'm very agile, and I buy leads in bulk, and I use AI to do cold outreach, segmented. I use a dedicated domain, so I don't get stung. But we do outreach through Gmail, and we do like 30 a day, and we'll do like first and then second follow up and third follow up. And the best responses come from decision makers, CEOs, owners, and they'll forward it on to the buyers, and then they're like, "Oh, the boss sent this to me. I gotta get a sample, right?" Yeah. So yeah, like don't be afraid to kind of hack in from.
Big
no
time.
pun intended.
And founder content on LinkedIn as well has helped me get this retailer in Hungary. You know, you can talk about how you're turning up your awards, like in a gloaty kind of way, but it's just your journey. So I think, there's a few ways you can use LinkedIn.
And customer feedback is so important. It's shaped a lot of what we do. Everything we bring out in CMY Cubes is something that our customers ask for. How has it shaped you and your product?
So I'm constantly getting customer feedback in every single batch of hip surfers. I've changed a feature or a function or a color or new materials, like constantly every batch. It frustrates the heck out of my manufacturer. But when you start getting copycats, you've got to be trialing new things. But the biggest thing I did before I launched, so between 2021 and 2023, is I wanted feedback from parents who are health experts. So I got new mums who are chiropractors, osteos, pediatricians, women's health physios, you name it, to try my product, give me feedback on the product. Oh, you want to build your profile as a pediatric specialist? I would love to do a blog on you. And all of a sudden I'm getting feedback and reviews that I can use on my website.
Yeah, cool.
Before production and then improving every single time since.
Love that. We do surveys, and we also use our reviews to help us inform us on better improvements on our products and new products. So we're not got much time left, so I'm going to move to some sort of rapid fire questions. We talked about trying new things a lot. How do you know when an idea is worth testing? Start with you, Graham.
If it's an idea. Probably. Yeah.
But like a lot of people get stuck at the idea and stop there.
I
agree with you.
Yeah,
it's a hard one.
Just give it a crack.
Lean the fuck in.
I mean, look at it. Like I always say, like there's a tug of war between, especially brands where like the founder's still in the ownership kind of group. Obviously, it's their baby. They've grown the brand. Often somebody in marketing might have an idea, but the founder might not like it, or the CEO might not like it. Test it, at least give them a little test case of like some of the results for it. Then if they still make that decision, like it's their brand. But yeah, just if it's an idea, just put it on the table, test it. Yeah.
A trial reels is a great way to test. You can put it on trial reels, and if you don't know, no one that follows you will see it. Pretty much no one that you know will see it. It only goes to new eyeballs, so it's a great place to test and prove people wrong. I know I get challenged all the time in CMY Cubes. My whole team will gang against me and be like, we're doing this. And one of them was launching seconds, so like all of our defective products, like launching them as their own SKUs. I wanted to actually die. I was like, we're not doing that. There's no chance. It's a great way to make money. People want to buy it. They want to buy it at half price. So sell it to them at half price instead of keeping it in the warehouse. And so now we have a whole seconds line. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think if an idea feels risky, then it probably feels risky because there's a reward that you know that is just behind like the other side of that line. And if you've kind of got that instinct, and worst case, I'm also like a really big believer in failing forward. So if you take the risk and it doesn't pay off, you learn something, then you're just like, okay, I won't do that, but I learned something along the way.
Yeah.
And it's really not the worst thing in the world.
There's no such thing as a failure. It's all just a stepping stone and a learning curve.
Yeah.
Okay, what's one thing retailers should test this month?
He fills a gap. Can I go third?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I'll go. Landing pages.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I set one live last night.
Which one do you use?
I am using
Funneled?
Funneled.
Yeah, highly recommend.
Guys, best team ever. Funneled.
Yeah.
I turned it on. I've got health.
I wonder if they're
benefit
here.
led. He is here somewhere, but I
Okay.
haven't seen him yet. Tapping into pain, if you see an ad and someone's, oh, my back hurts, I need a solution, it's taking them to a health benefits landing page, empathizing with them, and my conversion's just like chef's kiss.
Yeah, do recommend it.
Yeah.
I've tried that
Multiple
too.
landing pages.
Kind of on the same theme that I've been talking about, I think doing something that bends the brand guidelines just a tiny little bit. If you kind of always play by the book, then you're literally always going to be reading the same pages, so you may as well just try something new.
Fun. Love it. All right. No pressure.
I'm going to go with WhatsApp. Use WhatsApp.
Cool.
44% of Australians actively use it. That's not just having the app on the phone.
Oh,
If
I don't know how I
you
feel
send
about
a
it.
message, it's more expensive. It's a premium message, more expensive than email, cheaper than SMS. But if somebody replies, you can actually have a conversation for free for 24 hours.
Cheaper than SMS.
Yeah. Well, depends who you.
I would feel
depending on who your vendor is.
I want to say I'd feel invaded if I got a message on WhatsApp, but I maybe would reply actually.
There might be a bit of work in terms of getting opt-in because you have to have
Yeah.
specific opt-in for WhatsApp. But
I'm definitely willing to give it a go. I try anything, so I'm going to give it a go.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
have fun.
it's a
makes
very old kind of channel, but it's a one that's making a real resurgence just
I
because of
wonder,
the opening of the doors.
Is there certain apps that enable this? Can you do it? I don't know if most tools can send a message on WhatsApp.
I know Dotdigital.
Yeah. Genuine.
Does it pretty well.
So it's part of the so it's the same system as email marketing. Like it's
so
all inbuilt.
Think right message,
Okay.
right time, right channel, and if that test to see if WhatsApp is the right channel for that person.
Huh. Yeah, because I haven't seen it on Tallbob. Maybe they do it, but I haven't seen it on there. So.
Well, WhatsApp only opened up, or Meta only opened up the ability to send WhatsApp in Australia. I think it was last year.
Okay.
So that's
Cool.
a lot of the reason why, like the Dorset, anyone staying at the Dorset probably got that. Did anyone get the WhatsApp message? No, just me. But like just really good, like timely reminders. You can reply to that message. You
Oh,
can use
very cool.
imagery.
I like this
Yeah.
one. This is going to be one that I take away.
Yeah,
Thank
seek
you
it
for
out
that.
and see if you can use it.
Yeah.
Loads of use.
For sure. Thank you. Thanks, guys. That was really good. I hope you guys got value out of that. Thank you guys for an epic panel, and you guys are so knowledgeable. If you have any questions, stick around. We'll be around, and you can come up and ask us. Thanks, guys.